Hey everyone, what's up? My name is Alyssa, and today I'm going to be taking you through the salesperson exam and license application for the state of California. If you're brand new to real estate like I am, you might not have anybody helping you through this whole process, but don't worry, you're not alone. I'm going to take you through step by step. So once you're done with your pre-license courses, you can get this application in the mail and then get to the real work of studying for your exam. P.S. If anyone asks you if you did the combination application, that's what we're going to be going through today, where you apply for the exam and your license at the same time. So once you pass your exam, you don't have to do any more paperwork and you just wait for your license number. And of course, you can find all of these forms on the DRE website, whether you're doing the combination app or if you just want to apply for the exam only, and I'll leave that link below. So this is the exam/license application checklist. We're going to just focus on the application for salespeople. So in the general information box, we'll just read through these 4 points here. You're going to want to read the appropriate license instructions carefully. So for salespeople, that's RE 435A, and we'll get to that a few pages down. The application must list your legal name. So you want that to be your full legal name as it's shown on your driver's license. Items to be included in your packet are listed below. Check off each item as you assemble your packet. So you'll print this page out, check off all the items that you have, and actually include this in the package that you send to the DRE. The last point is to mail the completed application package and fee to the Department of Real Estate in Sacramento. I want to make a note so you don't make the same mistake I did. I would recommend sending this with a trackable mail service so you know that it's delivered. You don't want to require a signature, however, because this is a PO box. So if you do that, it will get sent right back to you. But definitely use a trackable service so that you can confirm it was delivered. So let's go through the checklist here. The first one is RE 435, and that's the actual combination application. The second is your official transcripts for real estate principles, real estate practices, and the elective course that you took. Another note is you want to make sure your transcript also has your full legal name so that everything matches and there's no confusion. Next we have RE 237. That's your live scan page. That's going to be your background check and fingerprinting. And last is the license fee. Refer to RE 206 for current fees. Do not send cash. And it will actually list the fees on the application and in the instructions, so we'll go over that. Cashier's check, personal check, or a money order made payable to the Department of Real Estate. Those are the ways that you can pay your fee, or you can use RE 909 if you want to pay by a credit card. Another mistake I made was I sent a money order. I didn't want to pay by credit card because my card had recently been compromised and closed. So I was paranoid that that would happen again. So I just used a money order. However, I would recommend using a personal check so that when they cash that check, you have some assurance that it's going through the processing and you see that your check was cashed. The next page is the salesperson exam/license application, RE 435. It notes here that you should read the enclosed instructions, RE 435A, and that will actually be the pages after the application. It also notes here on the right the fees required that you are to include when you mail this in. So that's the exam fee, $60, and the license fee, $245. So the total due is $305. So that's what you'll write on your check or your money order or the credit card form. So it says also note here, fees submitted with the application are not refundable or transferable. So if you're sending this in, make sure that you are going to go through with this. Next, the application is for, we're going to check C, real estate salesperson examination and license, and then it says complete items 1 through 34. So the application information is all your personal information. Again, you want to make sure that you're using your full legal name. Let's jump down to number 8. This box you want to make sure is written clearly, because this is the way that they'll contact you after your application is processed. And this is where they'll give you your ID so that you can schedule your exam. For numbers 9 and 10, if you don't have business cell phone or telephone number, you can leave those blank and then continue filling out this portion up to the exam information. Number 14, when you are qualified for the exam, would you prefer to use e-licensing to schedule your own examination date? You're gonna want to put yes here. Please notify me by email when I'm qualified for the examination. If you put no, you will have to fill out the next couple of boxes here, and they will automatically schedule you based on the preferences you've written. Personally, I would like to have that in my own control, so I would click yes for that. And the last box there is I'm requesting a reasonable accommodation. If you do need any sort of accommodation, you're going to want to fill out and include RE 413 with this form. And last on this page is for DRE use only, so we can skip that. On the next page, where there are 2 arrows, you want to put your full legal name again, as you did previously. Okay, for the license information section, have you used any other names legally? So if you are married and you change your name, this is where you're gonna just check yes and include your maiden name on there, or if you legally change your name for any other reason, you want to list that here. 19 is initial working status. So this is if you are already working with a broker. For most of us, that's going to be no, I do not have a responsible broker at this time, which is fine. But if you do check yes, you'll have to fill in the next couple of boxes there and then have the broker of record sign and print their name. The next section is for background information. You want to fill this out honestly, because if you don't disclose anything here and they find out later, that's of course going to hurt your chances of getting licensed. So just fill that all out there. If you checked all no, you can skip to the next page. For anyone that you checked yes, just follow the instructions there and complete the additional items necessary. Then the last page, you're again going to put your full name at the top of this. Then you'll want to read through this paragraph here and sign and date. The next page is the salesperson exam / license instructions that we mentioned earlier, RE 435A. Print this out if it's easier for you to read, but you do want to read this entire page thoroughly. It goes through your exam scheduling information, and on the second page we have information about your fingerprinting for the live scan and background check. And on the third page, I also wanted to highlight the fees and payments section. So as I already mentioned, the exam fee is $60 and the license fee is $245. So when you send this in, your payment amount should be $305, but this also notes your fingerprint fee, which is $49. So that is actually payable to wherever you get your fingerprints taken. So that fee is not going to be included with this form. And we'll talk about that more when we get to that page. So here's the live scan service request, RE 437. This page you want to print out 3 times. On the bottom, you'll notice it says original copy, second copy, and third copy. So the first is for the live scan operator, the second is for the Department of Real Estate, and the third is for your records. So just print this out 3 times and bring it all with you to the live scan operator. A quick way to find out where you can get this filled out is to just Google live scan in your area, and maybe call ahead to just compare the service fees, because on top of the $49 fee, there will be a processing fee that the live scan provider charges. So for me, that was $20, so it's $49 plus $20. On this page, you'll just skip down to part 2 and fill out your personal information again. Just make sure that everything matches what's on your driver's license. Then I just want to point out the last line that says your OCA number. Use social security number. So you're just going to write your social security number in there again. And then part 3 and 4 will be filled out at the live scan office. The next page is just instructions having to do with your fingerprinting. So again, just read that through thoroughly. And the next page is a list of ways to avoid potential denial of your license application. So there's nothing to fill out here. You don't need to send this page in with your application, but just read it through. And the last page is the license application and demographics survey, RE243. So you can just fill that out for their records, or you can choose not to identify. All right, so to sum it all up, I would just print everything out, read through everything carefully, fill out everything completely, and then send that all in to the DRE with a trackable mail service. If you found this video helpful, please tap the like button, feel free to share, and if you have any questions, drop those in the comments below and I'll help you out the best way I can. Thank you so much for watching and best of luck on your exam.